Nick, so good to see you. This video is by popular demand. People want to know, should you claim Social Security at 62? Claiming Social Security at 62 may sound appealing, but it of course comes with trade-offs like reduced lifetime benefits and the Social Security earnings test if you're still working. So we're going to break down the pros and cons. I was surprised to learn that almost 1/3 of people claim immediately when they're eligible at 62. It's known as panic claiming. Why is that?
Yeah, so it's not wrong to claim at 62. As you just stated, 1/3 of people do claim it at 62. The reasons it's wrong to claim at 62 is because everybody else has done it. Don't just
Right.
look at it because my friend down the street or my sister, decided to claim those benefits at age 62, and that's when I should be claiming those benefits also. That's not the right decision to make.
Mhm,
You have to
mhm.
make this decision based on your needs and what you're doing with your life at that time. So
Of
don't
course.
get into the panic. You need to sit down with somebody and definitely look over the options that you have with Social Security.
Well, and I know you've had this conversation with many, many people. I think a lot of people are concerned about the solvency of the program, right? And they want to get it while the getting's good, but that also shouldn't be part of the equation.
Correct. So it should be a small part of the equation overall. I just don't believe that Social Security is not going to be there. It's too much of a political hot potato, the way I explain it to my clients, that neither party wants to screw it up. Neither party wants to make a decision about it either, which is why we constantly have these back and forth battles. Is Social
Mhm,
Security going to be there or is it not?
mhm.
But in the long run, it is such a political hot point that we likely will never see Social Security go away. Will it
Right,
change? Absolutely. We're
right.
going to see, small changes happen each and every time this topic comes up, and how
Mhm,
are they going to extend Social Security? But
mhm.
overall, it's going to be there.
Right, which is why it becomes exceedingly important to figure out when to claim. So let's talk through what you actually give up when you claim at 62 versus full retirement age versus even 70.
Yeah, so if you start claiming at full retirement age, obviously you're getting 100% of your primary insurance amount. So with that, if you decide to take it early at age 62, now all of a sudden you're giving up about 30% of your benefits at that point in time. Okay. If you decide to delay those benefits all the way out till age 70, you get an 8% simple interest increase
Mhm,
all the way to that point. So it could behoove you to, you know, decide to start taking those benefits later, if you do expect to have a longer life expectancy. If you
mhm.
expect that shorter life expectancy, maybe there's a family history of different diseases and cancers and so forth that you've got to, take into consideration.
Of course.
Now all of a sudden it might make more sense, to elect those benefits a little
Mhm.
bit earlier.
Okay, now let's talk through the Social Security earnings test and how it affects people who continue working after claiming early.
Right. So if you do want to start electing those benefits prior to full retirement age, so for example, on this chart, if you want to start claiming those benefits under full retirement age, let's say starting at age 62 and continue to work in 2025, if you make over $23,400, then every $2 you go over, $1 is going to be withheld from your Social Security. Okay. In the year that you turn full retirement age, now all of a sudden that reduction or withholding limit goes up just a little bit. It's every $3 that you earn up over $62,160. Now all of a sudden, $1 is going to be withheld at that point in time.
Mhm,
Once you reach full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want. There's no limitation on that anymore. So if you want to go out and continue to work full time and draw Social Security, you're not going to be necessarily penalized or anything going to be withheld. You do have to be careful of taxes, though.
right.
Obviously, the more income that you have, the more dollars that are going to be brought out of your Social Security to be taxed as well. And if you push over certain limits, now all of a sudden you've got to pay attention
Mhm.
to the Medicare
And
and so forth. So, yep.
yes, really good points. I'm sorry, I just wanted to jump in and ask what happens to those withheld benefits?
Yeah, so absolutely. At full retirement age, they're calculated back into your primary insurance amount formula. They're
Okay.
paid out over an extended lifetime. So you do get those dollars back. It's not just, the IRS keeping that money or Social Security keeping that money long term. But unfortunately, you also have to live long enough, for those deducted dollars to be paid back in
Mm-hmm.
as well. So it's a unique situation and a unique formula for each and every person. Everybody's got to consider, hey, does it make sense for me to claim and have some dollars deducted? What if my life expectancy is not as long, but I still want to work or need to work in retirement? It's a
Mm-hmm.
decision everybody's got to make
Mm-hmm.
themselves, not somebody
Mm-hmm.
else for you.
Right. So let's just boil that down to brass tacks, Nick. When somebody comes into your office and they're saying, Nick, I want to claim at 62, what is it that you walk them through? What should we consider before we claim early?
Right. So at that point, we're looking at an income scenario. What are all of our income sources? Are you considering retiring at 62? Do you want to continue to work? Is the earnings test going to come into play? Once we get past that, now all of a sudden, how much income do we need? We've got these different guaranteed income sources. You may have some other investment accounts as well to be able to play off of. But in the long run, how much are we going to need? And obviously, that number is going to continue to go up over the years as well. So we need to, pay attention to that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then once we get through it, does it start to make sense? Are we looking at a longevity that could be significantly farther off? Does it make sense, to take a 30% reduced benefit? Those are all questions that we have to answer prior to electing Social Security.
Right. And, being able to talk this through with you, Nick, it becomes apparent this needs to be a conversation, not a calculation that you may find on the internet. So, again, it's something you specialize in. If somebody wants to sit down with you and crunch the numbers and determine when their best time is to claim Social Security, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can reach out to us on our website. You can set up an appointment there, ewgretire.com. They can also reach out to us by phone, 937-498-1128, and set up an appointment to go over, these types of questions and more.
Great. Nick, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.